Hola, 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 hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Bienvenidos para atrás a mi canal. O de vuelta. Nuevo pelo me lo pinté. New hair color. I dyed it finally. It's still too dark. It is not the color I want. No es el color que quiero, pero nadie me lo quiere pintar el color que quiero. Ha sido un minuto. It's been a minute. Basically, I was busy working. Estaba ocupada trabajando. Me enfermé. I got sick. Y finally, my refrigerator turned on as soon as I started filming. El refri se prendió cuando estoy grabando. Pero bueno, so, I got sick, working, me enfermé, todo eso, estaba ocupada. Y de hecho estoy adicta a Animal Crossing. I got addicted to Animal Crossing also. I have not put my Switch down at all. So yeah, if you guys have Animal Crossing, tell me your dream code. I would love to go to visit your islands in the dream. Si ustedes tienen Animal Crossing en el Switch, o si me pueden dejar su código de sueño, porque me gustaría ir a sus islas en el sueño, ver cómo se miran. Y si quieren ver mi isla, nomás díganme y les puedo enseñar en el Switch. Pero bueno, as you can see from the title, I'm gonna read How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Sadly, I couldn't find it in Spanish. Les voy a leer cómo el Grinch se robó la Navidad, pero no lo encontré en español. Perdónenme, busqué y no pude, lo tenía que comprar. Y nomás es por un video, no iba a gastar dinero, perdónenme. A lo mejor en otro tiempo, si compro un libro en inglés y en español. But yeah, I'm really sorry I couldn't find it in Spanish. But I hope you guys still like So Whispering. Ojalá que todavía les guste que yo susurre el libro, aunque no entienden bien. Pero si han visto la película, es exactamente igual. Agarren sus cafecitos, sus hot chocolates, hagan bebida. ¿Se recuerdan de este vasito? Por fin lo encontré en el closet. Hay que comenzar, let's get started. So, voy a mirar acá abajo because it's down here. I'm going to be looking down here because it's where the laptop is at, so yeah. Every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart is 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cage with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted window. Oh, no. Let me start that one again. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town, for he knew every Who down in Whoville. But Neath was busy now, hanging the mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stocking, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow it's Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers, nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming, for tomorrow, he knew. All the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise, 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 noise. And that's one thing he hated, the noise, 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 noise. Wow. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd more Grinch thought of this Who Christmas scene, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why for 53 years have I put up with it now? I must stop this Christmas from coming, but how? He's 53. Tiene 53 años el Grinch. Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch slapped in his throat and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and chuckled. What a great Grinchy trick with this coat and this hat. I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took the red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Giddy up," and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All the windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without a care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this stop is number 1, the Grinch. The old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof to empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney. A rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he struck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who's stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and he slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skate, drums, checkboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums, and he stuffed them in the bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Chimbley? It says chimbley, but isn't it chimney? Chimney, or something like that. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, the Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and saw a small Who. Little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little Tot," the fake Santa Claus lied. "There's a light on the street that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here." And then his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink and sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, was a log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. No. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. What? Then he did the same thing to the other whose houses. My gosh, Grinch, how dare you? Leaving crumbs much too small for the other whose mouses. It was 1:15, all the who's still abed, all the who's still a snooze. When he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Boo, boo to the whoos. He was grinchishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the whoos down in Whoville will cry, boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every hoot down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. Yay! He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet, ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled for 3 hours, specifically 3 hours, till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load to the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Wow. And that was the story of how the